So what am I going to do? Did we tell everybody? I'm going to go around and do a quick introduction. And John, just to let you know, with the introductions, I'll start with you. And you're just going to say, this is John. I'm going to welcome everybody to the show. You'll say, this is John, and just a quick one-liner.
Just to let you know that we're here.
And
This is state your name.
Yes, just if you want to just
and stand by. We're going to roll with
generic
intro music. We're going to drop in the intro, outro jingle later,
Yeah.
Pam. So here we go. Stand by.
Okay.
All right, we are live for the Franchise Business Radio Show on the Pro Business Channel studios here at our amazing Pro Business Channel studios in Buckhead. If you're familiar with Atlanta and Buckhead, you know exactly where we're at. We have our $1 billion view, and our host, Pam Curry, is here. Wow, you do have a party in the studio. We've been talking beforehand. This is going to be a great show, great way to finish out the year.
Most definitely.
Right, yeah.
It's, I feel like we're having a little holiday party in the
I'm telling
studio.
you, right, exactly. We just wrapped up an event at Microsoft, and that was a lot of fun. We're all in our coffee, got our caffeine fixed and ready to roll. And speaking of, we're going to be talking coffee,
I was just going to say, well, let's not give it away.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. So, Pam, we want to just welcome each of the guests to our studio and maybe just learn a little bit about each guest, what you might be chatting about, your elevator pitch, if you will, and how folks get in touch with you, and then we'll start with our first interview.
That sounds great, Rich. Really looking forward to the show. Well, let me just first say this is Pamela Curry, the host of Franchise Business Radio. And as a reminder, this is a platform for bringing together franchise professionals and resources to connect, educate, and collaborate to serve the franchise community and the franchise consumer. With that being said, let's say hello to our guest in the studio. Let me just go ahead and start off here to my left. Hello, Ashley. Your name and who are you here for to represent?
My name's Ashley. I'm here for Amorino. I'm one of the managers there. We're totally new to Georgia, so hopefully you guys are going to come and see us and love everything we have.
Oh, yes.
Best coffee in town.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
I see
we're
that.
hooked.
You stuck the coffee cup inside the Microsoft
I
coffee
did
cup?
have your cup inside the Microsoft. It's trending already. Yeah. I saw 2 other people follow my lead. Yeah.
I saw that too. And yes, we're going to learn a little bit more about Amorino. Am I saying that properly?
Yes, ma'am. Amorino.
Ah, so exciting. Starbucks, look out. Also in the studio, we have Michelle.
Hi, Michelle Jordan with All About People. We're a minority-owned national professional recruitment and staffing firm.
Excited to have you on the show. Definitely hearing a lot of great things all about people in my experience in franchising. John.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome to the studio. If you could just give us your name. You and I are longtime friends.
Sure. I'm John Quattrocchi. I'm a CPA in the Atlanta area. I work with franchisors, franchisees, multi-unit operators, and successful growing business owners.
Well, just to let you know, I made you say your last name because I can't say it.
We just all call him John Q.
John Q. Right? And not in the studio, but who is joining us today is another guest of ours, and we really appreciate him calling in. Charles, I don't know if I can say your last name either. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, good morning, everyone. This is Charles Bonfiglio. I'm the CEO of Tint World Franchise.
Oh, Tint World. Well, tell us a little bit more about Charles, Rich.
All right. Well, Charles is an American entrepreneur, franchisor, president, as I mentioned, and CEO of Tint World. After owning a number of Meineke car care centers and starting an automotive e-commerce business. Oh, you can like cars online or whatever, right? We can find out about that. Developed Tint World to begin franchising in 2006. Since then, has been instrumental in growing the brand to more than 60 established stores in and out of the United States. Lives in Boca Raton, Florida. So welcome to Pro Business Channel and the Franchise Business Radio Show.
Wow! Well,
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Charles, welcome. That's an impressive resume, and I just want to share with you as a franchise consultant, having founded in 2006 and having more than 60 established stores, is a testimony right there. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a little bit of a step back and learn a little bit more about your history of the franchise. Please share.
Sure. Tint World is a window tinting and auto accessory franchise. So the tinting portion, we do residential, commercial, marine, as well as automotive. And the automotive centers, handle a wide variety of unique services, which, everything from detailing to car accessories to mobile electronics, alarms, remote starts, and various car and truck accessories. So the company started out in 1982 as a single store and evolved to a company-owned chain of 6 stores. And my term being a franchisee, I had a lot of success with Meineke Car Care Centers. Eventually, I decided to take Tint World to a brand, a franchise brand. I saw it was a unique concept, different than anything else, and we started that in 2006, launched in 2007, and here we are today, growing pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Talk to us. Describe the franchise system.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you describe the franchise system?
Sure. In what way would you like me to describe it?
Your model, I guess, right? How you
operate?
Well,
the model is based out of brick and mortar stores, ranging from 2,000 to average 4,000 square feet. We have some bigger. And the range of startup initial investment costs for all in is anywhere from $108,000 to $198,000. We started as a company and evolved into a franchise system because we felt there was a need out there, and it's a unique model for it. So that's pretty much about us.
No, that makes sense. And right now, do you have several of your stores? Are they corporately owned? Or are they all franchisees?
We no longer have any corporately owned stores. As we started to scale up and really grow, we felt it was very demanding to put all of our time into helping franchisees. So since about 2 years ago, I sold my 2 corporate stores, and pretty much all of them are franchised owned now, and we just focus completely on the franchisees' growth.
Yep, a very, very common transition. And I noticed when Rich was reading your bio, we talked about the e-commerce movement. Has technology played a role in your business?
Yes, it has. A very big technology. Coming from where I was as a franchisee, the leading franchisee for Meineke Car Care Center, I was the largest, and I had 7 locations as an area developer, and I was instrumental in their first point-of-sale system, first website over the years. So I was really big into technology, and I felt I wanted to bring that to Tint World right away. One of the things that I had, you mentioned earlier, is that e-commerce business. It wasn't selling cars online. It was particularly selling auto parts and accessories. So we have a system that we've developed. We're going to be launching an e-commerce system for Tint World here in the next month or two, where we're going to be able to have each franchisee have their own location, have their own online store where they'll not only be able to sell out of their brick and mortar stores, but they'll also be able to sell online and have it shipped to the customer or to the local store for installation. It's tied to hundreds of warehouses in the U.S., so they don't have to stock a lot. They can actually have it shipped to us directly as they do right now. Only instead of selling it in the store, consumers can actually check us out online and call the store or order it right online, exactly what they want.
Wow! Now, and Charles, I just have to tell you that. Congratulations to you for staying current. I mean, we just came off of a Microsoft networking event, and one of the biggest things they were talking about how technology is constantly changing, and it can be very challenging for small business owners to stay current and on top of that. So hats off to you in regards to that. So what's been the most interesting thing that has happened to you since the launching of Tint World?
There's a lot of interesting things. We've evolved different products and service that we've offered. We've had stores that are approaching $2 million in sales. The model has grown, and with new franchises coming on, we've learned a lot from different individuals. We try to share. Again, as being a franchisee first, I really get how we really have to collaborate with our franchisees to expand the system, especially when you're in a niche market like we are. We really want to hear from them and see what works, and then spread that to the rest of the franchise. As far as growth, we've had some nice growth in different areas. Like we have just opened up our second store in Canada. We have a store in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia, who's a master franchise license. We have a master license that hasn't opened yet, but we have a 6 slated to go in Dubai and in the UAE and Abu Dhabi. So we have some really interesting things there.
Wow. Well, I have to talk to you offline around that because I definitely know some people that are looking to expand in Canada, and we'll definitely have to talk offline about that for sure. In regards to, you mentioned a couple things there, and it got my wheels turning. One of which is sounds like you're really creating a culture of collaboration. What types of characteristics do you look for in a franchisee?
Well, of course, we have to make sure that this is something that they want to do. It's really important for us not just to have new franchisees come in, but franchisees that have the wherewithal, the mindset, the financial wherewithal and the business acumen to be able to operate a business. We want them to be successful. So we really spend time with them, making sure this is right for them. This way, when they do open up, they're ready for success. They're ready for the leadership. And so that's really what we're looking for. A lot of the franchisees that come into our system either have not been in business or they've been in a different line of work. Most of them seem to be auto enthusiasts somehow, because we are in a really fun business. And we really built elaborate business tools. We do a lot of marketing on behalf of the franchisees because, as being a franchisee first, I realized, what do I want? What are they going to want from the franchisor? They want a great marketing system. And it's not like it was with traditional marketing 20, 15 years ago. It's really, knowing the algorithms and online marketing and Google and Bing and social media. So we put all these tools in place so we can really handle that for them and focus on the branding and the artwork, and this way they can use that for their local market for some traditional marketing. But we do the heavy brunt lifting of really managing the marketing for the franchisees. We listen to them, we focus on it, we check the leads, the cost of leads, we have the CRM, so when leads come in, we have leads going to the stores, we can count them, we can give them full transparency of where their advertising fund is going and how it's building their business. So the technology that we've put together is really strong. I feel that we have a leading system put together as far as overall technology in the franchise system. That's, I think, why we're able to take off as quickly as we do when we open up stores.
And Charles, we have just a couple more minutes here, and I just want to say that you really look at this model from a lot of different perspectives. Like you're already sharing, not on a franchisor level, but you've been a franchisee, so franchisee perspective. You have deep knowledge in the automobile industry along in the franchise world, and I can see how that's traveling very far. What advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneur looking to buy a franchise?
Make sure that it's right for you. Make sure that you're ready to make the commitment, because the first period of time, whether it be 6 months to 2 years, is really a lot of diligent working to build your branding or system in your local market area. That's really what it is. It's really about having the right people in the right places with the right financial wherewithal, and if we have that combination, we can help them be very successful.
Well said. And if any of our listeners wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way to contact you?
They can go to tintworldfranchise.com. They can go to our consumer website, tintworld.com, and see everything we have to offer. And then tintworldfranchise.com is a video-based website that basically allows consumers to actually see, a message from me, a message about our company, what products and services we offer, get a franchise download kit, testimonies from franchisees who have all walks of life of, had different experiences. So we try to make it very engaging for them. So when they, learn about as much as they can on the site, they can actually download a franchise kit that'll tell them all about the system. And then from that point, if they're interested in going further, a franchise operations manager, director of franchise development will contact them and just talk it over with them and see if it's right for them.
That sounds good. And just to make sure our listeners heard that, it's www.tintworld.com.
That's correct.
Correct. Wonderful. Well, Charles, very much appreciate you calling in and sharing with us about Tint World. Very exciting. Congratulations on all the growth that's taking place with Tint World. And really wish you were here in the studio, because we're having a party in the studio. So we will do a virtual cheer to you.
Oh, wow. Definitely. I'd love to be there with you. So have a great time.
Thank you. Happy holidays, Charles. Thanks for calling in.
Happy holidays.
Wow, that's
it's a good start.
It is a good start.
Let's keep the good vibes going here.
Well, speaking of good vibes and filling us with caffeine, here to my left. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Ashley, I have to admit, I had never heard of Amorino.
Most people haven't. It's very new to the U.S.
Who is Amorino? Tell us.
Amorino is an Italian-based franchise. It was originally born in Italy, obviously. So it's really amazing. Everything is natural and organic. There's no processed preservatives in it. Everything's handmade, so it's much better for you, and it tastes great. But it's not just a gelato shop, And if you come in and you order a cone, we will actually make your gelato in the shape of a flower. It's not just like scooped on there, and you can get as many flavors as you want for any size, and it doesn't change the price.
So it smells good, tastes good, and looks good.
Yes, all the time. And there's coffee, there's hot chocolate, there's pastries, waffles, crepes, tea, there's everything.
Wow. Well, I have to admit, all of the Microsoft employees were like, we're going out to get the best coffee.
Yes. Yes, they come every day. They're very spoiled.
Well, you mentioned that, you are just now moving to the United States. Obviously, you are an international organization in Milan, Paris, London, Dubai, New York. Now, Los Angeles. It sounds like you really are coming into the U.S.
Yes,
and starting to expand. How many locations?
There's over 190. But we have 2 in Chicago. There's 4 in New York, 1 in Boston, 2 in Las Vegas, 1 in Beverly Hills, 1 in San Francisco. There's actually 1 in Houston, and there's 1 in North Carolina, and hopefully we're going to have 1 in Orlando. So
wow,
I'm really excited for that one.
Is that all? Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, there's so few of them, and not that many people really know. But if you're actually in Italy or you're in France and you ask for Starbucks, they're going to point you to Amorino. They're just like Starbucks.
I love it. So. As far as locations in the U.S., the gentleman that I just met over...
Sam. He's our owner. His first name is Sammer.
And he actually is representing 5 states from Amorino. He talked about that. I don't know if I'll be able to... North Carolina, South Carolina. I think he said Florida, Georgia.
Yes, Florida, Alabama as well.
Yes, Alabama. Well. So I think we're going to see a lot of growth here in the Southeast. Mm-hmm. And our little local location is right here in the Lenox Mall, correct?
Yes, this is our first one here. It's just a small kiosk, but it's very nice. Everything is really well built, really well made. We're right in front of Pink and Victoria's Secret. Pottery Barn's right behind us, so it's like great trafficking.
Right. Well, yeah. So if you don't want to just hear about Amorino, definitely need to stop by, say hi to Ashley.
Yeah, you get free samples all day. Just come and try.
Anything else you would like to share with us about the product? I mean, it's not just coffee. Again, it is.
It's so much more. Like the gelato is definitely the main thing. The flour is it's really beautiful. It looks amazing. It's like you can't get it anywhere else. No one else can make the flour on the cone. But the coffee is Lavazza's brand of coffee, so it's very nice. It's a very dark roast. We also do like cortados and espressos. We've got the latte, the cappuccino, everything you could want for a coffee, Mm. And we don't do those pumps. Like I know the ridiculous pumps, those are horrible for you. We do natural stuff. So it's like you want a caramel latte, we're going to put some real caramel in there and make you a really good caramel latte. That's what he just put inside his Microsoft cup. And then for the pastries are wonderful. They're all handmade, so everything's really great. The La Bella though, is really good. It's like a big Belgian waffle.
Oh, you're making me so hungry right now.
You get 3 scoops of gelato on it. You get whipped cream and a syrup of your choice. So you pick through everything, and you're allowed to sample every flavor before you try it. Our macaroons are made with our gelato and with almond flour. So they are not nut-free since they have almond flour in them, but all of our products are gluten-free except for like tiramisu and biscotti because those are wheat products.
Absolutely. Well, gosh, I'm ready to leave the studio right now. Show's over. Let's go across the street.
No, seriously, you guys come back. We will come and get you something. Like, I'll give you something.
Will do. We'll take you up on that.
Gotta try something.
Real quick, just for our listeners, let them know where you're located again so they can stop by, get a free sampling, and really experience
Amorino. We are inside the Lenox Mall at 3393 Peachtree Road, in between Victoria's Secret and Pink is on the front side, Pottery Barn's on the back. So if you walk through the main entrance, you're going to go past like Microsoft and Starbucks, and we're going to be right there in the middle.
Great. And just also for our listeners, for those that are even considering franchising, the website for Amorino is www.amorino, and that's spelled AMORINO.com.
Go ahead. Yeah, that was
sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We weren't trying to blind. No, you didn't break anything.
So we have a private email as well, though. So if anyone has any questions or thoughts, you can actually go to our Instagram page. One of our employees is in charge of it. He does a great job with it. It's just Amorino Lenox for Instagram. And then we have Amorino Lenox 3393 at gmail.com. If you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to email us, and we'll answer you personally, me or Tatiana. Tatiana is our first manager. She's going to be one of our first district managers for all of these locations. So she wanted to be here today. Sorry she couldn't be.
Well, goodness. Well, we appreciate you being here, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited.
We
It's
did a
awesome.
last-minute recruit of you, and we said, this coffee's so good, you got to come join us in the studio.
I'm glad you guys loved it.
Thank you. Appreciate you joining us today. And let's go ahead. We have our next guest. As I said, it is a party in the studio. I mean, we got a wealth of knowledge and in the franchise world and more here in the studio. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you. Thank
so
you for having me.
So happy to have you here. Michelle, I mean, could you share, do you have a little bit of background to share with us, Rich, on Michelle Jordan?
Well, she happens to be one of our neighbors here in the building.
I know.
So we pass each other quite often in the hall, and All About People. She's going to tell that story, but y'all are just moved in. How long have you been here now?
We've been in the building since January.
Okay, yeah. And Matt's joining you in the studio tier 2. He's in charge of security, yeah, in case it gets out of control, yeah. So why don't you just tell us, before we get into All About People and the franchise, tell us a little about your story prior to getting into the business, maybe, yeah.
Oh, all righty. Let's see. I practiced law for a little bit, about 6.5 years, and then I got bit by the clay bug and was clay artist for many years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
And my husband was at Bank of America for over 20 years, and that's when we decided we wanted to do something different and started looking at different franchise models.
Everybody has a story to tell.
Right.
Sincerely. Well, you know what? Let's talk about All About People. We say staffing. Tell us more. What is All About People?
Well, All About People is a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
They're headquartered in Phoenix, but they started franchising a few years ago.
Yep, it's
And
a young emerging franchise.
Yes, very young.
Yeah.
We were the 7th office to open.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations. Yes.
Yeah. And we didn't open our doors until April.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we were very fortunate. We were given an order right away because although they've only recently been doing the franchise, they have been servicing clients in about 27 states. And so they did have a client here who had a need. And so even before we went to training, we got to fill an order. So that was kind of exciting.
Launched right out of the gates there.
Yeah.
So what type of staffing, what type of services do you provide?
So we're only in the professional arena. We don't do light industrial, but pretty much anything that you would find with a business or a nonprofit, we do everything from admin to C-level.
Okay.
And the only other exception is clinical medical. For staffing, we only do direct placement for anybody. So we don't do locum tenens. We don't do any nurses or medical assistants unless it's a direct placement. But we offer temporary, temp to hire, and direct placement.
Oh, okay. So tell us a little bit about your process. I mean, what does that look like?
Well, first we usually get an order from a client who has a need, and when we get that, we get a very detailed job description because we go to market specifically for our clients. We don't just pull people out of a database. Mm-hmm. And so we call people who are actively looking, but we also do look for candidates who aren't actively looking but perhaps are open to the opportunities if the right one comes along.
Absolutely.
And when we find somebody we think is a good fit, we speak to them over the phone, and we're always very transparent. If we can tell over the phone it's not going to be a good fit because of the commute or their salary expectation or for whatever the reason, we let them know that up front. But if it does appear to be a good fit, we invite them in for an in-person interview. We also do assessments, and they fill out an online application, and we do a reference check.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of little details and variables to take into consideration there. And it's not just a plug and play, as they say. Right. So obviously you're the 7th franchisee for All About People. What was it that what drew you to All About People? It's a big decision, personally, financially, professionally.
It is. Just even doing a franchise was a big decision.
Absolutely.
In of itself.
It sure is.
But we were drawn to All About People, not because we were looking to do professional recruitment and staffing. If you had asked us that, we would have never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really the Mitchells, the founders. We were very impressed with their commitment to integrity and transparency, and that they're a heart and mind-based company, that they really want quality and integrity was already important to us. We already had said that up front when we were looking at different franchise models. But the Mitchells seem to be very committed to that, just even with their process. They don't do ghost jobs. They don't post a job if they don't have a job, trying just to get candidates in. like I mentioned, if we know right up front when we're speaking to them it's not a good fit, we let them know.
Sure.
And we also don't just push resumes. We are looking for that long-term relationship, and that was also something that was appealing to us because we know people here in Atlanta. I'm very good at describing this, am I?
No, you're doing a wonderful job.
I wasn't prepared for this. That whole idea of building that relationship, not looking for the quick buck, but really looking and wearing that consultative hat and trying to help other businesses grow and help them. And also help people who are looking for a job. We like that win-win situation.
Absolutely. I was going to say, with this kind of business model, it really is. It's helping so many people on so many different levels. And if you have that culture of transparency, honesty, integrity, it sounds like it's an extension of your belief system and the philosophy you want to have in your business as well as the culture you want to create.
Exactly. And Thank you. You worded it so much better than I did.
There you have it. Fully respect and appreciate that all the way around. I guess because I agree with it. So speaking of helping people, I mean, you're helping people on different levels. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way about going about that?
I would say the best way is probably to email us in their resume or to call us. So our phone number is 404-437-6117.
I'm sorry, say that again.
404-437-6117. And our email address, they can email me. It's Michelle, Michelle, at allaboutpeople.net.
Wonderful. And I'm glad you spelled that because Michelle, believe it or not, can be misspelled or can be spelled a lot of different ways.
And a lot of other pretty ways, too.
So two L's there, right? Yeah. At allaboutpeople and .net.
.net, right.
Very, very important. Michelle, thank you so much for being on the show. We pretty much grabbed you from the hallway.
You did.
She gave out a web address and phone number. What about social security number, a credit card, any of those? Yeah.
Sorry, Rich.
I always try. Whenever, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good call. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a holiday party in the studio. Come join.
I have some more shopping to do over at Microsoft. Whatever. Yeah.
Get more coffee.
Matter of fact, you and Matt were at our last Microsoft event.
It was a great event. I'm really
awesome.
sorry I missed this morning.
No worries. Yeah. Well, but I think it was you or Matt that said they came for the event, grabbed some coffee and networking, and they walked out with the doorbuster.
That's correct.
The deal, $49, and she's like, I don't know if that was a bait and switch or what was going on there, but yeah, it was too hard to pass up, right?
Yeah. No, but that was a great event.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Rich, I have to. If you don't mind, I want to go ahead and do a personal introduction of our next guest. He has been on the show before, and he's actually a friend of mine and a CPA who's helped many of my clients. His name is John Kuchacki, John Q, right? CPA, and he works with restaurants, franchisors, and franchisees. Really, the crown jewel of his services is complete. I have to say, it's end-to-end, outsourced bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and CFO level financial management. I can attribute to the fact that John is not only an incredible business resource, but he's also affordable and effective in his solutions for small to larger business owners. Always willing to adjust his services. I know he's accommodated me quite a bit and very appreciative of that. So let's go ahead, John. Talk to us a little bit. I'm so happy to have you back on the show.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich, you can have my social security number.
All right, nice.
I don't worry about identity theft because I can't imagine anybody that want to be me.
Same here, whatever. Yeah. Finally, one guy that's offered up the number. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So talk to us here. I mean, I always say you are not your classic CPA, John.
He's above average. He's not sure how to respond.
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess it works in some circles and it works in others. We believe that if we built a business on the premise that we make business ownership easier, I think everybody needs to get their taxes done. Everybody needs bookkeeping. But who makes your life easier? Who provides solutions? Who puts together a pattern and a path to get you from your business idea to your implementation, to your success, and then finally to your legacy or what we call empire building. And that is the process and the pattern that we like to do. And we love aggressive, growing business owners that have directions, very much like Charles who has a clear vision of where he is and where he wants to go.
Yeah, definitely a growth strategy. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, you hit on a lot of important things there for an emerging, growing business owner. But what motivates you? What is your passion?
Well, I think exactly that. I think there are people that know where they want to go, but they don't know how to get there. And they need help, and they need support, and they need guidance. And that's what we want to do. We want to help people get where they want to be, even if it isn't the most clear vision of what they want, and it might be going from one occupation to another till you finally settle on something that you can do that's best for you. Just like Michelle going from your law career to your pottery works, and now to where you've landed in something that suits you, suits your personality, and suits your goals to the best of your ability.
Yeah, well said. And in all fairness, the reality is no small business owner, or even big business owner, is not going to run into obstacles. I mean,
Right.
it's part of the journey. So what are the roadblocks to success, in your opinion, and how do you help them overcome it?
Well, and since I live by cliches, I'll throw out another one. What I say is, what is properly measured can be effectively managed. If you don't have the tools, and you don't have the measuring sticks, and you don't have the roadmap, if you don't have a map, you're not going to get where you want to go. If you don't have the information that shows you what your income is, and how all that works together, and how you compare to other people in your industry, or how do you compare to your maximum potential, then it's very difficult to get there.
So kind of when you think about an order, I sign off, I'm a franchisee. I sign off on that franchise agreement. Would you be able to come in and then help me?
Oh, very much.
What would you do with me?
I mean, statistically, they say that 40% of business owners list their accounting, bookkeeping, and financial management as their number one thing they hate, and they're the worst part of their business. So if we can go to a franchisor and we can build a model for their franchisee that handles their bookkeeping, their accounting, and then the franchisor says, not only do we have a great concept, but we have this tag-along support that'll make you better and more effective at what you do. So what we can do is add value to that franchise concept by putting that package as a tag-along.
Sounds like the best Christmas gift ever.
Well, being that you are the most organized and the most together client I have.
Do I sense a little sarcasm there? So true.
You never say nice things about me on October 14th.
John, thank you so much for being on the show again.
For sure.
And
I'm
I
very happy to be
appreciate
here.
you on so many levels. And if our guests and our listeners here would like to get in touch with you, what would be the best way to do that?
Well, I'm available at johnq@johnqcpa.com. Spent a lot of time coming up with that.
What is it again?
It's johnq@johnqcpa.com. And then my office number is 770-395-0223. And I'll be glad to come meet with you if you have a business. If you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to develop, I'll come help.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Wow, Rich. Full hour here.
Yeah, I can't believe we've already had all these conversations, and we're still ahead of schedule here. So we're going to take not an intermission, but a little switch gears just for a moment. We're going to come back to a roundtable discussion in just a moment. But Pam, if you share with, I'll interview you, if you will, kind of switch the hats here a little bit.
Okay.
But
I feel like I'm in the hot
for
seat.
but for listeners, you're listening to the Franchise Business Radio Show, as we mentioned here in the Pro Business Channel studios in Atlanta, in Buckhead specifically. So, Pam, tell us a little bit about your background and what kind of keeps you busy on a daily basis. Speaking of busy, you've been traveling all over the country. I'm like surprised you're here in Atlanta.
Yeah, you and me both. I'm happy to be here, actually.
She came from
she did. Exactly. Yeah. That whisper was Ashley, whatever. Yeah. She's always marketing. Yeah.
My little subconscious voice there. No, Rich, you're absolutely right. Just to give you a couple of updates since our last show, I have been traveling significantly, and part of the reason is because one of my clients and franchisors that I work with, Club Store Outlet, has been opening up a lot of stores. And I've been very instrumental in going to those locations and assisting with the pre-opening support of those stores. And as you may recall, Club Store Outlet is an overstock retail concept. In the simplest terms, purchasing high-quality, name-brand overstock products and selling them at very discounted prices. And I'm actually the area representative for Club Store Outlet here in Georgia. My business partner and myself, we're going to be having our first franchisee open up, we're targeting the first quarter of 2017. So I have a lot of excitement, a lot going on, and it's keeping me busy.
Yeah, and you're going to be doing a spotlight episode on that coming up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe in the first quarter, yeah.
First quarter is when it's going to make sense. And I've also been working with another emerging brand, Presence of Mind. And Presence of Mind is a personalized gift store. And even though it is a ground-level emerging brand, the founders of that concept have over 30 years of experience in franchising and also have been running their own store for a number of years. And we're really excited to say that we have just brought on our first franchisee in Florida. So that's always a big, big deal for a brand new. Woohoo!
There goes the party.
There goes the party.
And that's just John Q's fan club right there. Whatever, yeah. Which he's also the president of, by the way, yeah. Sorry, John, but yeah, I know you too well, yeah.
Well, the dues are quite affordable. Let's just put it that way. So where in Florida am I headed to meet your new franchisee?
Oh, I knew you were going to test me. I don't know if I still have that Dundee.
Make up a state. City.
Yes,
Dundee.
exactly.
Dundee, yeah.
Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, yeah. There's crocodiles, or is it alligators or crocodiles in Florida? Yeah, I should know. I'm alligators. Yeah. I'm a Floridian and born in Miami. Decided to leave when I was 13 months old. So anyway, yeah,
and never returned.
Oh,
boy. Everybody has a story.
I think the key is not hanging around long enough to find out which one it is. If you see either one, you leave the area in haste.
But I lived in California for about 10 years, and everybody's all paranoid about earthquakes. But I say, but you guys got alligators and crocodiles over there. I say, yeah, but we have leash laws out there, so it's not a big deal. Whatever. Yeah. So. All right, so that was an intermission break we didn't anticipate.
Yeah. Hey, I have another announcement, though, I'd like to make.
Go for it, yeah.
If you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Do
I mind? It's your show. Hello.
Well, this just gives you some indication of how crazy busy I've been in 2016. Just a lot of exciting things happening. As you know, I'm a franchise consultant. I have my own consulting practice, Franchise Intellect, and not only do I help individuals who are considering business ownership, but I actually work with specific franchisors, as I just mentioned, Club Store Outlet, as well as Presence of Mind. But in addition to that, I am the director of training for a FranServe, which is a network of franchise consultants who assist individuals considering business ownership. And we've just had a new executive team. The old CEO retired. We had a new executive team take over FranServe and been diligently working with them and enhancing our training program for our consultants of FranServe. So that's got me busy, too.
Oh, big time. No wonder you're not returning my phone calls lately. Yeah.
There you go. Don't take it personally, please.
I haven't. Yeah, I never do, yeah. So, and how would folks reach out to you?
Yeah, great question. If someone is looking to reach out to me, and I will return your call, I promise.
Yeah. She always does.
Yes, 847-970-8765 is the direct dial. And you can always get me by email, of course. That's Pam@franchiseintellect.com. And I'm going to make that easy on you. I mean,
go for it.
How about Pam@Fran, F-R-A-N, Intellect, INTELLECT.com. A little bit shorter and easier to type.
I feel like we should have that bell that you correct spelling or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You got that correct, yeah.
That would be helpful.
All right, so We're going to go round table here and just open it back up to the panel and a little open discussion. We have a question to lead things off with. But if you also want to integrate an announcement or something else about your business, a point of contact, feel free to. You're welcome to do that. So in addition to the folks you've been listening to in the studio on the Franchise Business Radio Show, we have Shalanda's doing some video here for us for our Facebook Live. We have Steven Tyler is doing Periscope here for us. And the other Steven Tyler, yeah.
How many people can we fit in the studio?
I'm telling you, whatever, yeah. We'll open
Are we
the door.
breaking records here?
I think we have, yeah. Very close to it. And speaking of celebrities, we also have joining us in the studio in our gallery, Chris Furrow, which we just met as our new best friend was joined us at the Microsoft event. And he's actually the engineer and IT director for the Steve Harvey Show. How about that?
I
Wow.
love Steve Harvey.
Man, I'm a huge fan, yeah.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Don't tell his wife, but I have a virtual crush. I admit it.
Yeah. Don't tell his wife that I like Steve Harvey either. Yeah. But so I just was passing notes over here to Chris, and I thought he'd kind of start us off with a great question, which he actually was talking about Christmas gifts. As he was passing the note, y'all were talking about that. I mean, it was freaking us out a little bit. Yeah. But meanwhile, so here's a question from Chris. So opened up to everybody. So talk to us about small business owners, what they need to do, what owners need to do. What do they need to do for 2017?
Is that directed towards me or?
Yeah, and each of our guests. So what's on the short list of?
Yeah, just what the immediate thing that comes to my mind for small business owners and really for any of us is to take a step back, reflect, and to set goals. It's very easy in our busy worlds to really get lost in the chaos of life and in our business worlds. And I really think with the kickoff of the new year, it's an opportunity to take a step back, set some goals, reorganize yourself, and then really tackle them for 2017.
Ashley? What do you think's on the short list?
Well, definitely trying to open up a few more locations. We know we want the one in Orlando, but it just really depends on everything else. But our owner, Sam Sammer,
yeah, we met him.
His name. He is a really great guy, so we're not worried too much on expanding because we know he's going to want to do it. We know we're going to travel and go places. We're definitely going to hope to really get more products in. We're going to have chocolate, guys.
Uh-oh, watch out. Yeah. Yeah, open one in our right across the studio here from us, yeah. We just walk across the street. I'm a little lazy, yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah, we'll get you something.
Pam
we have Uber Eats.
Oh, serious?
We have Uber Eats. We have DoorDash too, but nobody uses DoorDash. Uber Eats, though, yeah, you just get the little app on your phone, put it in there what you want.
Yeah.
We make it for you. It goes into a thermal bag.
Oh, wow.
If you get a waffle, we put it in a separate container so the gelato doesn't melt on it. Or a crepe, we do the same thing.
And you were talking. I had no idea you all did waffle and crepes or whatever, because I've always just had the coffee.
They're so good. Unfortunately, those are one of the items we have that are not gluten free, but they're still natural. So everything's natural. No nasty preservatives.
Well, I always ask for gluten on the side, which really confuses people. Yeah, or MSG on the side. Yeah, when I'm at a Chinese restaurant. So Pam and I are volunteering ourselves to help open the Hawaiian franchise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. So yeah.
Hey, we're gonna do some marketing together.
Nice. Yeah. Okay,
you
Michelle.
Come to my store, you get 10% of her store.
Nice.
Well, my suggestion to employers is to not wait until January if they have a need. I think a lot of times people tend to think, the holidays are coming, and they just sort of slide the next few weeks and think, I'll just wait until January to do something. But I actually think they're missing out on an opportunity to find great talent now.
Proactive versus reactive.
Right.
Will really get you ahead of the game, right? Agreed, Michelle.
That's your slogan. That's a great slogan. Great talent now.
There you go. Thanks, Rich.
Right now.
Writing that down, yeah.
Why wait to get better, right?
That's right. Exactly.
So now we're hearing from the tax guy, yeah.
That's right.
2017, yeah.
Well, right now, I think what we're talking about, I think if you talk about leadership as the ability to share your vision, you would see what a great job Sam's doing and how Ashley has absorbed and is promoting the vision that he had when he came in with this concept. And I think that's one thing that business owners should constantly be doing to their staff and their people, and helping them understand why they're there and where they're going and what their vision is. And in my case, we all work together to help make our clients better, and help them make them more profitable and things like that. So I think that's the thing that strikes me more than the beautiful desserts and the great coffee is the vision that you guys
open it
and the forward thinking thing. No, I did open it. I was trying to figure out a way to sneak out. But one of the interesting discussions that has come up in the last year is people talking about minimum wage, raising this, doing that. And you're thinking, when did we get so far away from maximizing potential? To me, raising the minimum wage says, my baseball team's in last place. How much better can I be and still be in last place? Let's look at the ceiling. Let's look at the potential of people. Let's go to all about people and find the right position for people to succeed and to be the best they can be in the best situation they can possibly be. Let's find the right franchise for somebody so they can grow and develop and build that legacy and build that empire. And let's not limit ourselves. And I think that's the number one thing that I can say to everybody in general. Don't limit yourself. Don't be afraid to step and go forward and move the next thing. I think it was Steve Jobs that said, the only people that change the world are the people that are crazy enough to think they can. And it makes sense. You can sit at home and think of all the things that you could have been, that you might have been, that you should have done, and they just never happen.
Right.
Just go do it.
Shoulda, coulda,
woulda. Just go do it.
Jump.
Yeah, well, I think that's, I was just going to say that. That's Steve Harvey's new book, Jump. I mean, that's kind of his message. So since Steve is not here, John's filling in for Steve Harvey today, But great inspiration. I'm inspired. You're the keynote speaker for this show. Yeah, congratulations. Yes. On the award.
Okay, did I win that award?
You just did,
I vote for it.
Right. All those in favor?
Amorino coffee.
On the house.
There you go.
Hey, man, I'll give you a maxi cup. You can't eat it all, I'm sure.
Very nice.
So we have just
You're not challenging me, are you?
People come in there all the time and get that cup, and we say, you can eat it all. Like, we're gonna be amazed. And they sit there and we'll get 4 or 5 people and they cannot eat that cup.
Wow.
But then there's this one guy that comes in every week. He's the skinniest man on the planet and he eats 2 of them.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Well, this is what you tell people. You tell people that stress burns calories, so they need to worry about what they're eating, and then they got a break-even proposition there.
Good one. That's a good one. Man, welcome to the John Q show, whatever.
Boy.
We did need it. We've talked. We need to have you.
You guys are getting way off topic.
Yeah, we are. Right? Yeah, what show is this again? Yeah. Well, we got to all the serious business or whatever. Yeah, we checked that out right at the top of the show.
Absolutely.
So we do have some extra time here, so we want to go around maybe one more time, and if y'all have questions amongst yourselves, I have another question. I'll bring up to the panel here. But if you have a question amongst one of the other guests, or Pam, if you have a thought or something you want to interject, I'll give you a pause. 1, 2, 3.
I guess I'm curious to, and maybe since we've decided this is sort of the party in the studio, and it is holiday season, since we have taken this so off topic from franchising, and no one has put anything in our coffee drinks, I promise.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, yeah.
But we are having a great time here. I'm just curious to hear if anyone has anything they would like to share that they're doing over the holidays, maybe a nice little personal note.
Yeah,
there.
during that lull, because as business people, at times we leverage that and take an opportunity, or
Absolutely.
do you opt to completely clock out, or is that an opportunity to kind of get things off your plate?
I'm going to go visit my family in Florida, go see my nephews. I got them a pretty cool gift.
Awesome. Don't tell us.
Oh, yeah, what is it? Yeah.
They'll probably listen later and be like, I want chickens. And then Sam is actually doing something very nice for the company, for us at Lennox. He's donated some money to all the employees so that way we can have a little holiday party together.
Oh, nice.
It's even though his family doesn't celebrate Christmas, but he understands that we all do. So he's he wants to help out. Awesome. So we're going to go have a dinner, exchange gifts and everything. So because honestly, everyone at Amorino, we're pretty close. We're all really well known to each other. We're all friends.
That's great.
There's a sense of culture, I feel like, over there. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Michelle.
Well, we're staying home for the holidays, but we are going to go visit my dad in Houston for his birthday this coming weekend, actually.
Okay.
I'm still in denial that it's already this weekend.
Oh, boy, time's tick-tocking away. No, well, safe travels. It's
Thank
always
you. And then we're going to have a potluck, and I'm already craving one of our employees, an account executive, Linda McQueenie, has been talking about scallop potatoes, so I cannot wait to try her scallop
Man,
potatoes.
yeah. We'll bring some by the studio. If there's any
Right.
leftovers, and the
Let
recipe.
me know what day that is. John, what are your holiday plans? What do you have going on?
Well, Michelle, last January I went to Houston, and I did on my phone, I looked for the temperature, and it was like negative 19 degrees in Houston. Who knew that there was a Houston, Minnesota? Right?
Yeah, I'm going to Texas.
So I had to unload my luggage, repack, but that happens. This past Saturday night, I won a bad holiday outfit contest.
Oh, boy.
Me, the slave to fashion I am. I mean, I didn't even know there was a contest going on. Right? This is just my normal attire.
Oh, no.
But I'll take the bottle of bourbon, right?
Finally, it's paid off.
Finally, I get dividends on that. No, December is traditionally a very, very busy work month for me. As I like to say, if you're not busier in December than you are during tax season, then you haven't planned properly. And what we want to do is make sure that we don't sit down with clients in February, March, and April and say, gee, you should have done this or you should have done that. And should is the dirtiest word in my profession.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, again.
Again.
So that's what we're doing. And maybe I'll get away for a few days next week.
Excellent.
Pam, what about yourself? Traveling?
Actually, I split my time between Atlanta and Charleston, and so I'm going to be in Charleston for Christmas this year. I will miss my family dearly. I usually do get together with Mom and the siblings, but we have what we call an in-law year, which made it sound funny because everyone's married. You kind of got to get on a schedule, right? So shout out to my family, love you, and I'm going to miss seeing you on Christmas Day. But I'll be there in spirit, as always.
Absolutely. All right, so I think we are officially out of time here. So, Pam, one more time, if you'd let folks know how to get in touch with you or any closing thoughts on what maybe did we mention about, I know current projects you're working on, but ongoing for folks that are listening or have been entertained as well as informed by this show and your franchise expertise. So we've talked about it before. You're kind of a matchmaker for those folks that are looking to get into, like Michelle and Matt, what they've done. They were looking for their next chapter and next adventure. Right, so as a consultant, but also for the franchisors, you kind of help. It's a great service where you kind of vet those people and also figure out who's a good match.
Yeah, I almost wanted to kind of, if I were going to just sum it up really easy, I think of recruitment and development. Okay. And it's kind of when I think about staffing, but I'm doing it in the franchise world, right? I'm helping individuals who are considering franchise ownership, and I'm helping franchisors find qualified franchisees. So I'm kind of a recruiter for franchisors and helping them. And then above and beyond that, part of my consulting practice is actually working with franchisors, not to only just recruit the franchisees, but then how do we put together some development and training programs to help them with their expansion and the success of their franchisees.
Well said, and great show to wrap up the year. Look forward to upcoming episodes in the new year. And so what I'm hearing is Pam's helicopter is landing on our helipad up top, so it's time for her to leave the building.
Oh, you're funny.
But we'll see you next time on the next episode. Yeah.
Thank you again for joining Pam Curie and her guests on the Pro Business Channel. Use the social media links here to share today's show and stay tuned for the next episode of the Franchise Business Radio Show.